Hello, it's me, Miranda McGill from iNPLACENEWS, giving you your dose of news with IPN Light for blogs, vlogs, and players. It's March 26th, and here's what's going on. Hillary Clinton has taken a few knocks from the press regarding her sniper claims. Basically, her campaign said she misspoke last week when she said she and her daughter, Chelsea, landed under sniper fire during a trip to Bosnia as First Lady in March 1996.
Despite her initial account of a 1996 trip to Bosnia,
I remember landing under sniper fire.
This newly released video debunks Hillary Clinton's recollection of a would-be dangerous encounter as First Lady.
There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles.
That was last week. Now, confronted with new evidence, the New York senator is backpedaling.
You know, I made a mistake in describing it. I have said many times, I have talked about this many times, that we were, very much told by the Secret Service and the military that we were going into a war zone.
Clinton's campaign rival, Barack Obama, is blasting the remarks, saying they are all part of a pattern in which Clinton tries to exaggerate her role in policymaking during her husband's administration.
Gosh, lighten up, guys. I mean, obviously, come on. I say millions of words every week, and there's a lot more, room for error when you're talking as much as I'm talking.
There's no denying this looks bad for the Clinton campaign, but to be sure, Clinton is not the first candidate for president to pad a resume. Obama has exaggerated his role in reaching a compromise in the Senate on immigration, as well as his authorship of a bill to address the housing crisis. But analysts say these Bosnia embellishments are quite damaging for a candidate who critics say has built her candidacy on an illusion of experience. Ed Donahue, The Associated Press.
Clinton said when a location was too dangerous for her then-president husband Bill to travel to, they would send her and their only child? Yesterday, Clinton tried hard to deflect her press misstep by attacking rival Barack Obama.
Back out on the campaign trail Tuesday and back out on the attack. A defiant Hillary Clinton reignited a war of words with rival Barack Obama.
But I think given all we have heard and seen, he would not have been my pastor.
Obama's refusal to totally disassociate himself with the controversial Reverend Jeremiah Wright caused an uproar last week and forced the Illinois senator to address race head-on in a major speech in Philadelphia.
I can no more disown him than I can disown my white grandmother.
It was Clinton's first time speaking on Obama's former spiritual advisor.
We don't have a choice when it comes to our relatives. We have a choice when it comes to our pastors.
But critics, including the Obama campaign, claim Clinton was hoping to pivot the focus away from a trip she took to Bosnia in 1996 while First Lady. Last week, Clinton appeared to have an embellished memory of the trip.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles.
Clinton has since admitted she misspoke and on Tuesday urged reporters to lighten up.
Come on. I say millions of words every week, and there's a lot more, room for error when you're talking as much as I'm talking.
Clinton will continue to campaign in Pennsylvania over the next few weeks, gearing up for the state's primary April 22nd. Brian Thomas, The Associated Press.
A massive chunk of Antarctic ice, about 7 times the size of Manhattan, suddenly collapsed, slipping into the ocean, putting an even greater portion of glacial ice at risk. Scientists said the massive ice chunk may not affect sea levels. This story blanketed the covers of newspapers and magazines.
These dramatic satellite pictures show what some are calling the latest evidence of climate change. A chunk of Antarctic ice about 7 times the size of Manhattan suddenly collapses and breaks apart. The 160-square-mile chunk broke apart in western Antarctica in what is called the Wilkins Ice Shelf. At least one scientist has said the collapse is the result of global warming. Images from the ground show a pattern of broken ice drifting into the sea. Scientists say the collapse puts the rest of the shelf, a chunk of ice about the size of Connecticut, at the risk of breaking apart as well. They say they're not concerned about a rise in sea level from this collapse. Brian Thomas, The Associated Press.
New DNA found at the crime scene of slain former Ramones manager Linda Stein's home does not match the suspect in custody. Stein's assistant, Natavia Lowry, is currently charged with second-degree murder.
It was last October that 62-year-old New York City realtor and former Ramones manager Linda Stein was killed outside her Fifth Avenue apartment. Her assistant, 26-year-old Natavia Lowry, is charged with her death. But new DNA evidence released by the medical examiner's office finds only the blood of a mystery man at the crime scene.
This DNA evidence proves the real killer was a man. Biologically, the real killer could not have been Natavia Lowry.
Lowry's attorney, Ron Kuby, claims his client is innocent, saying forensic evidence has never been found linking his client to the murder. But the district attorney disagrees, releasing this statement. It's a tiny speck of blood that was found in the master bathroom. There's nothing to suggest it was the blood of a murderer. But Lowry's attorney insists this new evidence should send investigators in a different direction.
Wouldn't you expect the DA's office would say, aha, we have a suspect here, let's try to find him, rather than trying to explain away the physical evidence?
Right now, Natavia Lowry is being held in jail without bond while awaiting trial. Bryant Thomas, The Associated Press.
A Missouri man was at home installing a satellite TV when he got the bright idea to shoot 2 holes in the wall. I don't know, maybe the hammer wasn't working. But while making his holes by way of firearm, he allegedly shot and killed his wife, who was outside.
When Richard Long couldn't put 2 holes in his wall to install his satellite TV system, he turned to his handgun. Long shot the holes in the wall, but the shots went all the way through to the outside, where his wife was standing in the yard. Patsy Long died from a gunshot wound to the chest. It was the second shot her husband fired.
Tragic accident. You know, bad things happen to good people.
Officials in Sedalia, Missouri are investigating and say they haven't decided if Long will face charges in the death.
He didn't realize that she was outside, had no clue that she was out there, so.
Hill says this type of case would usually result in manslaughter charges, but that decision is up to the prosecutor's office. Judy Boysha, The Associated Press.
I'm Miranda McGill for In Place News. This is IPN Light for blogs, vlogs, and players.